Hey guys, this is Stefan. How are you? Congratulations for me. Da-da-da. Here we are, LumiPro 2016 Beta 1 video. A lot of work getting to this point. It's been probably 3 months figuring out what we wanted to do, another 2 months prototyping, and then another 4 or 5 months putting all the pieces together. I ended up having to totally redo the projector and totally redoing the sitball. You guys will figure out why in a little bit when I show this to you. But in either case, it all's coming together. So there's kind of two major areas that I'm going to talk about. One is the sitball itself, and the other is presets. Let's start with the presets. So presets are here. We moved it around a little bit here. You bring it out, and it brings out this totally new Gizmo. Let me go ahead and just real quick, I'll hit Rembrandt so you can kind of see this thing in action here. What I could do before on the old HUD is I could actually save the color and the position and the intensity, but only for the three face balls, and you can see there's her face balls right there. It's a little bit different interface now. Let me describe this to you. So for example, let's say I wanted to save this position. I'll hide these balls here. What I do is I just say I want to save the lights, say what preset you want to save it to, and then you hit save. And then again, everything turns green, and it says now that my lights red, green, and blue are saved. Life is good. And so then I could take maybe another one. Let's go to butterfly, and we'll change the colors to, let's make it kind of crazy just for the demo here. I'll make them green. And now I can go to lights, position 2. And the reason why it went red is because it used to be for position 1, not position 2, so the lights are not valid anymore. I can hit save. And now I can go back and forth, and I can restore on 1, and I can restore on 2, and we turn the balls on so you can see them. And you can see the balls actually restore position as well within that, so kind of cool. Okay, so carrying this forward, let me res a projector on Sammy here. And this is something I couldn't do before, so now I've got this projector on Sammy. And I can move the position of the projector. I can change, let's make it kind of a crazy color on the projector. We'll get the shadow kind of the way we want it. And let's go ahead and save this into position 3 now. And again, it's the lights, position 3, save. And this time it's actually going to say the red, green, blue, and the projector was saved. And so now I've got something even cooler. And I can go ahead and restore the other lights and move the projector around. Maybe let's change the color of the projector, and we can then go into position 4 and hit save. And now I've got, you can watch this thing in action here. Let me pull back. Oops, pull back so you can see it here. I can restore on 3. I can restore on 4, and you can see this thing all moving around. Pretty cool. Let me continue working this here. So one of the other things that we can save is I can also save the camera position, and that's what this is here. So let's actually go restore in position 1 here. And let's find a camera angle that we like, maybe with her eyes kind of like that. And this time I'm going to save the lights and the camera into position 1. And I'm going to go restore it into position 2 so you can kind of see this. And let's make position 2 something a little further out. Maybe like that, maybe. And I'll go and save the lights and the camera into position 2 and hit save. And now when I restore 1, there's this camera angle is also saved. And I can restore in position 2, and it saved that camera angle. So it actually moved the camera and the position. Well, let's say, what if I don't want to change? I just want to move the camera only, but leave the lights. I can do that too. Or I can say, oh, let's restore the lights with that. Life is good. Let's keep going. A third thing you can do is save the pose position. So let me go ahead and save some poses. And let's save it with the pose. I'm actually using one of the poses in those. We'll pick this one here. We'll get an angle that looks kind of cute. We'll have to watch out for her hair in this thing. And we'll go to what's the next available slot. It's the one that's red. I'm going to say the lights, the camera, and the pose. And hit save. And does a couple things in here. It'll tell me that the camera is saved, and it tells me the focal distance of 0.92. This is good for depth of field. And so what it does is it calculated how far is the camera from the model and save that information so it can get the depth of field right. Here's the pose that we did, and there's no eye position saved on this. What? You can save eye position on this as well? Are you serious? Let's try something else here. Let's go to a different position, and this time I'm going to set the eyes. Let's not worry about that hair for the moment right now. And I'm going to go into position 6 and hit save. And let's pick a different one here. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go steal the lights from 1. How about lights from 2 here? We'll save the lights from 2. And now we're going to save the camera pose. We'll get the eye the way we want it. What's the next available slot? The one that's red, because it's never been saved before. It's red, meaning I can't restore it, but I can save it. And let's get the eye position and the camera position just the way we like it. And they all turn green after a little delay in there. By the way, they're bouncing around as all the little elements report in here. And now I can hit restore and get this camera position. Notice it moved the eyes and the camera and the lights and everything. How cool is this? Well, one more unifying piece of this thing. I'm actually going to res a sit ball for Sammy to sit on. I'll stop posing her for a second here. Now, let's talk about the sit ball. I'll put her just into a pose so we can work with her here. The sit ball used to be you would touch the ball and then you would touch the spars to rotate it. I got a lot of feedback. I don't have the final graphic in this thing yet. I got a lot of requests here that not only can I move the eye and the projector, they also wanted us to have the ability to move the sit ball around. So I can now just sit there and just like before, I can steer her position. I can go left, right. I can take her up and I can take her down. And I can bring her closer and farther. And I still need a touch on here if you want to rotate her here. But what I can do now is I can now, let's pick another eye position that we like here. And I'm going to save this into position 8. And let's pick another pose. Yeah, this is kind of fun, I guess. We can change the position of the sit ball a little bit. This way I always get this backwards. Back her up. Bring her down just a little bit. We'll move her eye just a touch. And we'll get the camera angle just the way we want it. Let's try another camera angle or two here till we get something we like on this thing here. And I'll go ahead and save this into position 9. And again, I'm saying the lights, camera, and pose. And I can go restore back to this one. I can restore back to any of these that I've done here. Okay, putting it all together here, I can actually res a backup server and save all these things. I have a backup server sitting right here with a bunch of pre-saved poses that I had done while I was doing the development here. So what I could do is I could res a server, save all this pre-saved information, and now what I'm actually going to do in this particular case here is I'm going to restore this catalog here, and this is where I'm going to cut. Okay, we're back. So now we've resaved this thing. Let me show you what I can do now. I have 10 pre-saved poses here. I'm just going to hit restore here. And we'll go take a look at. By the way, sometimes you have to hit escape on the camera. I don't fully get why here. But I have 10 pre-saved poses that are lights, camera, position, pose, eyes, everything. And then what I can do is I can have this all set up. You could use this for product photography. I was thinking this would be awesome for portrait photography. And then you can just walk through these pre-saved poses that you have that are just ready to go. It places the model in the correct spot. It places the eyes in the correct spot. It places the lighting in the correct spot, both the wearable lighting and the projector lighting on this thing. And I think it looks fabulous. So there you go. This is the major update for this animation's odd, but there it finally goes into position here. I like how it bounces on this one here. Goes over here and then goes over here. Cool. I'm very interested in what the workflow of this will be. My original vision was for product photography. but I see its value in portrait photography more than I ever expected to. I'm really excited about this update. So in any case, what beta is about is there's still some bugs in this thing. There's still some things that need to be cleaned up. I'm actually asking for your help to find what these problems are. I also just need a certain number of people to test this thing, because the reality is the way the permission system works in Second Life is I can only test so far before it starts failing me. And that is it. Looking forward for your feedback. We're going to be in beta till, about another 6 weeks, till about early December, mid-December timeframe. And the goal is to have this out and ready to go before the end of the year. Thank you very much, everyone. I am truly humbled by your support and your motivation, and I love you guys all. Thank you. Bye.